Well, how about that game? Thank you for joining us. I'm Sean Higgins here in the WFMY studio, about 3,000 miles away from Arizona, where the Super Bowl 57 just wrapped up, and boy, what a game it was. I mean, it had everything. It had the commercials like it always does. It had a pretty good halftime show, although divisive online, I would say, but if you were maybe under 30, 35, absolutely loved it. And then, what a heck of a game. 38-35, the Chiefs pull it out on a pretty much last-second kick by Harrison Butker, who actually used to be a member of the Panthers before he got cut just a couple years ago. We'll never forget that one. Let's get you to some of those first half highlights just in case you missed the game. Now, these are all pictures because we are on our digital kind of show and the NFL has rules, so let's roll those highlights here. Eagles got the ball and they scored first. They marched right down the field. Jalen Hurts, he would sneak a little 1-yard touchdown, and he was so good at that all season long, but the Chiefs would respond. And how? You bet. 20-yard touchdown pass to Travis Kelce to tie things up. But after forcing a punt, that Harrison Butker, who would hit the game-winning field goal, missed a 45-yard field goal, and Hurts hit a bomb 45-yarder to A.J. Brown to take a 14-7 lead. But the Chiefs defense stepped up with a fumble recover, scoop and score by Nick Bolton here. You can see Hurts fumbling. Then you can see Bolton celebrating as he's running untouched into the end zone. Another long drive by the Eagles and a short touchdown run by Jalen Hurts would give them a 21-14 lead, and a field goal to end the half put them up 2 scores. But before halftime, Mahomes hurt that bad ankle, and that was a scary sign for the Chiefs to see for sure. If you'll come back here for me for a second, nobody wants to see a quarterback get hurt. Nobody wants to see a quarterback like Mahomes with all the magic he has get hurt. And so we were all kind of holding our breath, hoping that this game, whose score was 24-14, 10 points away at that time, we wanted Mahomes to come back, unless you're an Eagles fan, because we wanted a better game. We wanted a full game. And that's exactly what we got in the second half. But let's talk about the halftime show. I'm not good at talking about music. I'll be the first one to admit I'm a little bit tone deaf, and I'm a little bit musically less inclined. I would say I can't play any instruments. But what I loved about the halftime show, floating stage stuff, that was super cool. And then whether or not it was on purpose, I really, really, really enjoyed the little white snowman running around. Give me all the memes of those. I need them. I thought they were just as adorable as those sharks Katy Perry had a couple years ago. But again, let me talk about something I actually know about, and that is football. In the second half, let's go to the highlights. The Chiefs got the ball first and drove straight down the field. That ankle didn't seem to matter to Mahomes at all as Pacheco punched in the touchdown to cut the lead back down to 3. And then the Chiefs defense nearly gets another fumble. Eventually that was called back, calling it incomplete. The Eagles would end up going all the way down the field to kick a field goal to go up 6. But then the Chiefs capitalized on that defensive stop, marched down the field themselves. Little tricky pass play to Kadarius Toney. He gets the touchdown. That right there is from Jalen Hurts scoring a little bit later in the game, but this right here is the longest punt return touchdown by a player in Super Bowl history. Toney taking it all the way down to the 5-yard line, and then the Chiefs throwing it to Sky Moore to take their first lead of the game, but the Eagles would not go quietly. Hurts hitting Smith on a big pass play. Then Hurts getting in for the 2-point conversion, but a controversial defensive holding call late in the game. We don't want the game to be decided by refs. Set up a kick by Harrison Butker to win the game 38-35. Now, I hope you're in the comments below talking about that call, because it certainly was ticky-tack, to say the least. Nobody wants to see a game end that way, especially with all the sort of slack the refs have been getting this playoffs all season and all time. Nobody likes the refs. Everyone thinks they're always biased against one team or another. That being said, the Eagles had plenty of chances to win this game, plenty of chances to milk out the clock, and the Chiefs defense, their adjustment in the second half to limit that sort of rushing attack by the Eagles really put that ball back into Mahomes' hands, because in the first half, the big difference, Chiefs offense only had the possession 8 minutes of the total first half. The total, 30-minute first half. Second half, completely different story. Chiefs moving the ball down the field, Eagles offense kind of sputtering. It's kind of what I expected. If you saw our little digital thing earlier in the night, I had predicted that the Chiefs would win 35-30, and it was based off they had the better quarterback. They had the MVP in Patrick Mahomes. They had people who had been there playing in big spots. No offense to the Eagles, that they won the Super Bowl in 2017, but that team is completely different than the team they have now. They have some carryovers, but Jalen Hurts wasn't there. A.J. Brown wasn't there. Sanders wasn't there. The Chiefs had been there in the big moments, and it showed up in that second half when they made those big plays, when they got those third downs. And also, tell me what they put in Patrick Mahomes to make him, I mean, he was running wild and free on that ankle, which has clearly been bothering him all the way since the AFC Championship game. Either way, however you slice it, unless you're an Eagles fan, that was one of the best Super Bowls we've seen in a long time. It had the fireworks, high offensive powers. It had that defensive touchdown that we so rarely get. In fact, that scoop and score by Nick Bolton was the first fumble return touchdown since, and Panthers fans cover your ears, Malik Jackson recovered that touchdown, that fumble rather, in the end zone when Von Miller forced it from Cam Newton. But it was a great game. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had way more wings and way more little dips, buffalo chicken dip, that's my personal favorite. I hope you had way more than that than you should have eaten. I hope you take it easy tomorrow, and I hope you join us tonight at 11 o'clock. We'll go over a little bit more of the game, maybe get some sound. Oh, by the way, Patrick Mahomes, he was named Super Bowl MVP, but you probably already know that because I'm guessing, you know, you have the internet and Twitter and all that stuff. But thank you again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the game. That'll wrap it up for me here in the WFMY studio in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I hope to see you guys again tonight at 11.